Hi, Ms. Smith. Thank you for meeting with me today. I want to discuss with you how I'm going to assess Anne's skills when we're planning her AAC device. So the first thing I'm going to look at are her language skills. And language can be broken down into 4 categories. We have syntax, which can be related to grammar, semantics, which is related to vocabulary. We have morphology, which is kind of a fancy term to relate to word endings such as past ed, plural s, and ing verbs, and there are others also. And then we have her pragmatic skills, which is directly related to her social interactions with others. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to administer a formal test, and it's really quick. It's called the Test of Early Language Development. And the purpose behind this test is just to see where she's at developmentally, and I want to see where she's at compared to peers her age. It'll assess her receptive skills, so what she's understanding, and her expressive skills, what she's producing. But what will be more important during this language assessment are the informal measures. I'm really looking forward to observing Anne in more natural environments, communicating with familiar people such as peers from school, family members, and myself. And the purpose behind this is just to see if there are any gaps between what I find from the formal measures and these informal observations. And I want to give her ample opportunities to really show me what she's capable of. The formal measure won't really address her conversational skills, so I'll directly look at that and make sure that she's initiating and maintaining with good turn-taking skills. And I want to look at her questions and requests and comments as appropriate. And what I'll expect to find with Anne is that expressively that's where she'll have the most difficulty. Just due to her oral motor control, I think that her articulation might be a little less precise, which will affect how she's understood by others. But after all that language information is collected, I'll move on to how we're going to represent her vocabulary with symbols. So what I'll probably do is start with something like real-life photographs. And depending on how successful she is with selecting those photographs, we can move on to something that's more abstract, like line drawings, or we can go in the other direction and use something more concrete, like partial objects or real objects. And what's nice about her AAC device is that we can use multiple different representations. So whatever she needs, we can make it really unique to her. After the symbol representations, I'll move on to her sensory needs. So I know that with kids who have CP, oftentimes there's some vision impairments involved. And if Anne needs help with her sight, we can certainly make the symbols large enough for her so that she can make her selections. And we can use really bold contrasting colors so that she's not straining to see. Also, I would like to get her hearing assessed by an audiologist, and that's important so that we have the appropriate loudness level for the vocal output, and so that the correct frequencies and pitches are used so that she can perceive those sounds. After the sensory skills, I'll move on to motor skills. And here I can expect to find some deficits just due to the nature of spastic CP. I'll definitely have to refer to an occupational therapist and a physical therapist in order to get some input and suggestions from them, because what will be most important here is how she's able to operate her device. Her fine motor skills will be important for making selections, and if we need to make accommodations with certain buttons or switches, we can certainly do that. And I also want to look at her postural support and more gross motor movements. I want to make sure that she's able to carry her device if she needs to, and just operate it on a general level. So I want to look at her limb control. But other than that, that's the assessment process in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please let us know.
Okay. You had mentioned bringing in a vision test, and she had one recently, so I can just bring you those results.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.